Peace, peace. What's going on, guys? Check this out. Remember that last video I did about Billy D. Williams in that interview? They were saying that he was gender fluid. Well, it turns out that it was false, and from my understanding was that the press twisted his words and make it seem like he was like gay or gender fluid, but it's not true. And thankfully, a couple of days later, Vibe magazine and a few other publications corrected, actually put out the facts that Billy D. Williams, he was being misquoted, and I think initially what the media were trying to do was they were either trying to pander to the alphabet people, or they were or they were just saying, a lot of people say it was just clickbait, they're just doing, clickbait, for the, when they originally put out the story. But thankfully, Billy D. Williams, he came out and corrected himself. I mean, corrected, no, not necessarily corrected himself, but he cleared out, just made it clear to everybody, like, hey, man, I'm not like that, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta forgive me. I'm just literally getting off work, so if I stumble over my words, I'm just tired as hell. Yeah, but anyway, though, he says, well, first of all, I asked last night. I said, what the hell is gender fluid? That's a whole new term. So he doesn't even know what the term means. So, what I'm saying. But but the interview gets interesting because it turns. I may not read the whole thing, but he mentioned the psychiatrist, the psychologist, Carl Jung, because what Billy D. Williams was saying was that he believes that each person has a masculine side and a feminine side, which I can understand where he's coming from, because a lot of people they're not really keen in when it comes down to psychology and certain levels of it. And I'm very familiar with Carl Jung. I got a couple of his books. I forgot how many books I have by Carl Jung, but he was one of I won't say disciples, but he was like one of the students of Sigmund Freud, or studied under Freud back in the day. And one thing about Carl Jung, he's when I read his works, I'm surprised that they teach Carl Jung, and they still teach him in universities, because when you read Carl Jung's work, it's straight up metaphysical, almost on the occult level, almost, because he deals with he deals with the conscious, the subconscious, um, the superconscious, the dark side of, everybody has a dark side and stuff like that. So the Carl Jung, he's on that level, you know. But in the interview, he said, well, first of all, I asked last night, I said, what the hell is gender fluid? And then he was like, what the hell y'all talking about? That's a whole new term. And Williams told the undefeated, but what I was talking about was about men getting in touch with their softer side of themselves. There is a phrase that was coined by Carl G. Jung, who was a psychiatrist, but he coined a phrase that's anima animus, and anima means that is the female counterpart of the male self, and the animus is the male counterpart of the female. And I've heard that before, because I've read Carl Jung's works, and it doesn't really have anything to do with homosexuality. It just deals with I've been not really keen on metaphysics. I know, like, a lot of I may have some people watch the videos. Since I deal with conservative and political stuff, they're not really familiar with, like, metaphysics and the occult, stuff like that. But I've heard that before, because I read Carl Jung's works. But I'm just glad that Billy D. Williams came out and cleared everything out. And what I'm assuming is that when he did the initial interview, they took what he said and they just twisted it, made it seem like He's part of the alphabet people. He's gender fluid and all this kind of stuff. So they just took what he said and just twisted it and put it out there as clickbait, and everything. But thankfully, this is cleared up. Everything. He came out and said, hey, I'm not like that. You know, yeah, but you gotta be careful because they're putting out a lot of fake news out there, and don't and I notice that a lot of people on Facebook they put out they post a lot of fake stories, and a lot of times they post like old stories, like years old, because on Facebook, ever notice on Facebook they might share a story about somebody who died 5 years ago, and they don't know that they died 5 years ago because they'll take the time to click the actual article and look at the date of the article, you know, what I'm saying, but it goes to show you that you really got to be careful with the media nowadays. But they're not all about truth anymore. They're just about emotion, they're about clickbait and emotion, and they try to rile up your emotions. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm just gonna go over some random news headlines that I've been reading up on, and we already know that Kamala Harris she's out the race. Thankfully, I mean, she wasn't gonna be president anyway. But Kamala Harris a couple of days ago, she dropped out the presidential race for the 2020 election. So we got a few more people up there, and I made the point that and I think I posted this on Facebook or wherever, but I said that it's funny how Democrats they always put the finger at the right as being racist, but yet let me just backtrack. Okay, the Democrats they always talk about like we need like more racial representation, and we need more women in positions, and we need more people of color in positions and all this kind of stuff. But notice that during this election, he had people of color like Booker, Kamala Harris, Castro, Tulsa Gabbard, and Andrew Yang. But they're like all in the bottom of the polls. But at the top, you got Joe Biden, you got Warren, and you also got Bernie Sanders. You know, you know what I'm saying. So it's kind of like a contradiction. You guys preaching one thing, but you guys doing something else in the public light. But this news article, we all know I call him Bathroom Booker or Down Low Booker, or Sweet and Low Booker. Talk about that. He didn't make it to the December debate that's coming up because of racism. So this dude down low accused of the Democratic Party's own party of racism for not being on stage. Now that's some arrogance right there. I'm like, dude, you in the bottom of the polls, man. You never. I don't think he was even in the top five of the damn polls. So you know what I'm saying. But I just scrolling down, and I just reading this tweet by Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro was like, in which Cory Booker openly suggests his own party's racist if he isn't on the next debate stage despite polling worse than the flu. You know what I'm saying? I'm just what I'm saying, man. I like Booker down low, been in the bottom of the polls since the damn beginning of the damn debate of the damn Democratic campaign or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think he even cracked the top five. So this is like out of all these debates, man. You got to go, bro. You think about Kamala Harris about the race, and she was ahead of you. If she dropped out the damn race, why the hell your ass still in the damn race? Man, just go home, man. And that goes to show you about entitlement, man. And that's why I'm leaning more toward the right than the left, because one thing about Democrats, liberals, the left, they always blame outside forces for the damn problems, which is a bitch ass move. You know what I'm saying? If you don't take responsibility for your own actions, you know what I'm saying? You're not even you're not an adult. You're still a child if you don't take accountability for your actions. You know what I'm saying? So they go show you right there. This guy, he's not even presidential material. He's coming out saying stuff like this. you know, yeah, but he might as well just drop out, man. You know what I'm saying? I like, his time is up. I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple of days. He'll announce that he'll drop out. He might as well sweet a little bit to drop out, man. Here's another article talking about the decline of birth rates here in America. It seems like it's picking up because I know maybe last year or year before last, every once in a while, a mainstream media column would put out a story about the declining birth rate, and this article right here is from the New York Times that came out 2 days ago, December 4th, 2019. And also there was another news story that came out. I forgot who put out. I think it could have been like another like mainstream news outlet that put out a similar story, like a couple of days before, talking about the decline in marriage and the decline of birth rates in America. And I've touched on this in a few other videos I've done in the past. How like marriage is declining, things of that nature. And I have my own personal take on it. You know, and I just think that I mean, one of the factors is that, to be honest, people these days that they expect perfection all the damn time. They think especially females, some males too, but particularly females, they want this. They're exposed to Hollywood and the media. They want this perfect wedding, the perfect life, vacations to Cancun and Hawaii with their loved ones. They romanticize too much to the point that the whole point of marriage is to have a family. It's not about living a Hollywood life. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Just you know, use what you got. You're not gonna be rich. Get that out your head and just live a decent, pleasant life. With your husband and make the best of it. You know, and that's why there's an article that came out could be earlier this year, I believe. They were talking about how like the working class families are shrinking, and that goes to show you that back in the old days, when people used to marry on the regular, they didn't have a lot of money. So there a lot of people, like in the 1930s, 50s, 40s, whatever. You know what I'm saying? There were a lot of people were poor. They didn't have the conveniences we have today, but they were happy together. They were happy. They had children, big families, and the children grew up to be successful. So I don't really understand this whole thing about economics that they can't find a good man because they're not making money. And my unique perspective on that is that it's about creativity. Money is generated by your creativity and what you do. You know, it doesn't matter what you do for it doesn't matter what you do. You could have a corporate job where it's suit and tie, or you could be a damn garbage man. It doesn't matter as long as you're active, making some money and building assets. You know what I'm saying? So if you long have a good work ethic, you should have nothing to worry about. But they they just want this dude look for the perfect man. He drive the perfect car and all this kind of. But I'm just rambling. But you know, but he was just I read a little bit of this article. He said the economy is in robust good health, but on social fab, but our social fabric isn't. Let me see. By two basic measures of social fatality, births and deaths, American society is fostering. Both the fertility rate and life expectancy are declining, and the sign that people feel less secure and, in some cases, have no hope at all. Let me see. We are tuned to headline grabbing economic statistics, GDP growth, and unemployment rate wages as monthly and quarterly metrics of American well-being, but they aren't as telling as these more fundamental indicators. To put it bluntly, contemporary America is characterized by less procreation and more self destruction. This suggests that something is profoundly wrong with the State of the Union, although it doesn't receive the attention in the debate it deserves. Let me see, just read a little bit. The fertility rate in 2018 dropped from for the fourth straight year. Wow. It has hit a record low and has fallen 15% since 2007. With the recovery after the Great Recession, the rate bumped up a little in 2014 before receding again. If America is still doing better than other advanced countries where fertility has also been declining, it may yet fall further still. Well, man, it's interesting because I've heard this before. You know, because you would think that since we live in this society where it's like we had the sexual revolution in the '60s and all this kind of stuff, and you would think that because you would think that people will have more children because more people are more promiscuous than they were in the past, but it turns out that's not the case. What I'm saying? Because plus you got feminism. You got the feminization of men going on, stuff like that. And one thing that really pissed me off about liberals and people on the left, they always talk about trying to be natural, try to be organic, and all this kind of stuff. But when it comes down to basics of nature, dealing with mating, relationships, procreation, it's kind of antinatalist because all the sexualities that they push is doesn't produce offspring. Because you would think that if they're so caught up in sexuality, so that why not just promote polygamy or polyamory, which produces more life on the equal level as what the alphabet people are trying to push. But it goes to show you that you know all these hippies and leftists and Greenpeace motherfuckers and you know all these sandal wearing, tambourine playing, what I'm saying, want to be hippies and rastas and all these people, even though they put out the propaganda they're about like the natural life, being anti-Western, all this kind of stuff. It's kind of like they hold beliefs that are antinatalist in nature because if they're like really natural, they would be encouraging having more children. What I'm saying? Because that's our natural process as biological organisms. You know, but I'm just rambling. What I'm saying. But if this keeps up, man, there won't be a society left in the future. What I'm saying? Because especially like I said, my previous video, it seems like people with the highest IQs are not reproducing, and it goes back to a video that Black Pigeon Speaks did a year or two ago. He was talking about the atheist population in the world is shrinking because you would think that over time more people will be atheists because of scientific advancements. So if you know more about the universe and stuff like that, you would think that atheism will be on the rise, but actually it's shrinking because more people in the third world who are more religious are having more children, while people in the West who are more scientific minded, they're not having children. So people, the whole being atheist, open minded, being creative, and all this kind of stuff, that's gonna go away. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not having kids. But that's a whole other topic. But anyway, though, I just want to share like a few news articles. I'm not gonna make this video too long. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to take a nap and get back to work in a couple of hours. But if you want to comment, just comment. Just comment if you agree or disagree, and just watch my other videos, previous videos I've done in the past, and just make sure you like and subscribe. All right, guys, peace out.